In this video, I'm going to share with you how to integrate Facebook SDK for iOS platform into your Swift mobile application that uses Parse Cloud Service as its backend. And before I go into details, let me tell you that I actually have entire video course recorded on how to create features like user sign in, sign up, sign out, password reset, email verification with Swift and Parse. I'm going to copy a link to my video course into the description of this video, and I hope you check out this video course and I hope you will find it valuable. To begin integrating Facebook SDK into our mobile application, I will actually begin with an empty project. And the reason I do it is because your mobile application at this stage can have a completely different structure design, and it could be a tabbed based application, or it could be application using navigation drawer. And I think it will be better if I start with an empty single view application. So I'm going to iOS application, single view application, next, and I will call it Facebook Sign In example with Parse, and language Swift, devices iPhone, next, create. Okay, and before I start configuring this project, we'll need to go to my browser and open website address, which is developers.facebook.com, and you will need to log in into your Facebook account, your personal Facebook account, and then click on My Apps, scroll down and click on Add New App. Okay, from the list of from this list, choose iOS, and then give your Facebook application a name, something like Sign In example with Parse. Create a new Facebook app ID, click on this button. Okay, and first step is to download Facebook SDK. It will download installable package to your computer. I have already downloaded and it's on my desktop. It's called Facebook SDK iOS, and there's a number which is a date. And double click on this package. It will begin installation. Click on continue, install for me only, continue, install. And Facebook SDK will be installed into your documents folder. It's very easy to find it there. So now it's done. And if I go to my documents folder, there will be Facebook SDK, and I will need to drag certain libraries into my project. Okay, so I'll go back to my Swift mobile application. Here's my project, and I will open my documents folder. And from the list of Facebook libraries, I will need to copy into my project Facebook SDK core kit, login kit, and share kit. These three libraries I will need to click, drag, and drop into my project. Well, Facebook suggests that we uncheck destination copy items if need. I like to keep it checked. I like libraries to be copied into my project, so it's actually up to you. Click on finish, and now we have Facebook libraries here. I will select these three libraries, right click, and choose new group from selection, and I will give it a name, Facebook SDK. Okay. So let's go back to our Facebook and scroll down a little bit. So the next step for us was to copy these three libraries, and then now we need to configure our Info.plist. When we configure Info.plist, we need to create a new key, which is Facebook app ID. So let me copy it and go back to my project. Go to supporting files, select Info.plist, and then I will select information property, this very first line, and click on plus button and paste Facebook app ID. Okay, then I will go back to my Facebook documentation and copy ID they are giving me here. So this is actually your Facebook app ID, the newly created. So I'll copy it and paste it in this line. Facebook app ID is this. Okay, another key that we need to create is Facebook display name. And the step is exactly the same. So I will copy Facebook display name, go back to my Info.plist, select very first line, tap on plus button, paste it here, and they suggest I call it social sign-in with Parse. I'll double click on this line and paste it here. The third step is a little bit tricky. We need to create URL types. So let's go back to our Info.plist, select the first line, tap here, and start typing URL types. So Xcode auto suggests us the option. So I'll select URL types. Now I will unfold it, and there will be an item 0. I will also unfold it, and a URL identifier. I will change it to URL schemes. So I can actually double click on it and start typing URL schemes, and Xcode will auto suggest me the value as well. I will unfold it as well and copy this value that Facebook suggests, which is FB, and it's concatenated with the application Facebook app ID, which is here. So it's FB and then app ID. I'll copy this value, paste it here next to item 0, and this will complete our process of editing Info.plist. It should work, so I will just close it. Oh, it's good to keep it unfolded. Okay, so our next step, let's go and supply us with the bundle identifier. Well, a bundle identifier you can find in your project. So select project and then select target and switch to general folder, and here's your bundle identifier, which is normally reversed domain name, like com dot your website name. I choose com Kargapolov, and then it will be the application name. My project is called Facebook sign-in example with Parse, so it should be the same here. So I will change it. It should be the bundle identifier that I have here. So it's kargapolov.com Facebook sign-in example with Parse. Com Kargapolov Facebook sign in example with Parse. Okay, so this is the bundle identifier. Again, you want to copy this value here, which is your bundle identifier or reverse domain name plus project name. And we don't want to make typos here, so com Kargapolov Facebook sign in example with Parse, and then click next. Okay, and the next step is for us integrate Facebook code into our application, and we will actually not do it right now because we're going to do it with Parse. So I will leave this section out, and I will switch to another tab, which is Parse, and I'll go to Parse dashboard, and you will need to have, of course, Parse account. I assume you do have it already, and I assume you are logged in and you have created your Parse application. If you did not create, just click here, create new app, and create your Parse app. So once your app is created, and then you want to click on just move mouse over your application and choose a quick start. When you go to quick start, choose social. From social, choose mobile. From mobile, choose iOS, and under iOS, choose Swift, and then choose existing project. Here again, we just need to follow some steps, and the very first step is for us to download Parse SDK. Once you download, it will be, I think it's a zip archive, which I also have already downloaded. It is on my desktop. Here we go, Parse library. I unzipped it, and it has some libraries that I need to also integrate, drag and drop into my project. But let's follow um, the instructions. So the second step is to drag Parse framework and Bolts framework into our project. But we actually need to drag other libraries as well. So I will select Parse, Bolt, and I'll choose Facebook and Facebook utils. And I'll drag it and drop into my project. Copy items if needed. I'll keep selected, finish, and it will take a few seconds. Here we go. Now I'll select these libraries and create new group from selection, and I will give it a name Parse SDK. There are other libraries that we need to add as well. So if I scroll down, those are dependencies, and all of these dependencies need to be added into our project. So I will select the first one, Accounts Framework, switch back to my project, select project name, and then switch to Build Phases tab here. And from Build Phases, I want to unfold link binary with libraries and add one by one. So I click on this plus button and then paste here Accounts Framework, double click on it, and it adds it to the list. And I need to do it for each of these libraries. So I'll quickly just create all of them. Okay, it's a quite a long list, but all of them are needed. So once this is done, we can scroll down and start working with Parse actually. So the first step is for us to open app delegate and import Parse. Let's do that. So I will go to my application, select app delegate, and here at the top I will import Parse. Save. Then in my function application did finish launching with options, I will copy this value. It needs to be all the way till the end. Just copy it. Come on. Okay, and paste it. Did finish launching with options. And this will set up our application ID and client key. And scroll down. Now we can start using Parse, and we actually want to scroll and choose enable Facebook or Twitter sign in. So let's click here. And we can scroll down and still loading. Saving objects. Facebook. Here we go. So Facebook users. So, and these are the instructions for us to follow when we integrate into Facebook. And one of the first steps that we need to do, we need to add a couple of libraries into our application delegate. And let's switch to Swift. It has syntaxes for Objective-C and it has syntaxes for switch. So for Swift, so we can do this and we can import header files. Let's actually import header files into a bridging header. So let's go back to our application and then select project, click, right click, select new file, and then under iOS source, let's choose header file. And under header file, choose next. And let's give it a name. It will be a project name, Facebook sign in example with parse dash bridging dash header. So it's your project name dash bridging dash header. Create. Okay, so this will create a bridging header file, and we will copy these two lines, import Facebook core kit and import parse utilities. So we'll copy and paste them here, save. And next step is for us to go to our project, and then let's click on build settings and then look for bridging, search for bridging header here for this line, Objective-C bridging header file. Double click on the right side here. It will prompt you to import the header file name. So again, our header file is called project name Facebook sign in example with parse. We don't want to make a typo here, so let's be careful. Facebook sign in example with parse dash bridging dash header dash h. I mean dot h, header dot h. Facebook sign in example with parse bridging header dot h. Okay, so that will create a bridging header and make these libraries that we specified in our bridging header available throughout our project. Let's quickly build our application and see if at this moment everything is okay. Yes, looks like everything is okay, build succeeded, and we can continue with our app delegate. Next for us to integrate parse Facebook libraries into our project, we need to update a few functions like application did finish launching with options, did become active, and you can copy. I actually found that this documentation is a little bit outdated, so I have a different code for that. So I will copy it from my project, and the very first one is we need to add one line of code into application did finish launching with options. And this is parse Facebook utilities, initialize Facebook with application launch options. This line. Next function that we want to actually create or add is called open URL. Application open URL. And I'll paste it right below did finish launching with options. And that should return this statement, which is FB SDK application delegate. I will copy, I'll have this code included in text file, so you can copy it and just reuse, or you can type from the screen. Okay, and one last function that we want to update here is application did become active. If I scroll down here, here it is, application did become active, and I will add one simple line, FB SDK app events activate app. Okay, and this should actually complete our integration with Parse and Facebook. So if I build it, it should compile. Yes, everything works. Let's just quickly run our application just to make sure that there is no run errors or anything. Yeah, so build succeeded. I think application will run, and there will be only one empty view controller, no login button yet. But we will feel confident that everything is working. Yes, everything is working. Okay, so this is it for this video, and in the next video I'll show you how to actually create sign in button, and we will continue from there.